All right, so the last day of 9-3 today, we're going to go through examples 5 and 6, both involving spheres. Just so you know, I don't know if they're not written on your paper, but the formula for spheres, you have volume of spheres is 4/3 pi r cubed, and the surface area of spheres is equal to 4 pi r squared. Okay, as a general rule for me, I like pi to be evaluated with the pi button on your calculator as opposed to 3.14. So if it says 3.14 in your book, ignore that and use the pi button. All right, when you're evaluating these things. So in both formulas, radius is the only thing we need to know. Notice there's no lateral surface area because there's no real top and bottom to the sphere. The entire surface is both the total and the lateral surface area. So there's no specific formula for lateral surface area because it will be irrelevant in this case. So those are the only two formulas you need to know for a sphere. And this should be volume equals. You're doing bad math there. So volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So if they're talking about volume, use the volume formula. If you're talking about surface area, use the surface area formula. If they talk about square units, surface area. If they talk about cubic units, volume. So again, let the problem dictate which formula is useful. They're going to have the word sphere in the problem, or they'll give a picture of a sphere, which of course looks just like a perfectly round ball. So typically a sphere looks like this in your book, drawing three-dimensional in two-dimensional space. So with all this in mind, all we need to know is the radius of this sphere to do anything. It says find the surface area and volume of the sphere. So it's asked for both values. So it's asked for surface area first. I'm going to do that first. The surface area of this sphere, according to the formula, is 4 pi times the radius squared. I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm going to type in 15 squared, which is 225. So I end up with surface area is equal to 4 pi times 225. And I want to get to a point in my calculator where I'm not typing powers in, I'm just typing in a multiplication problem. So 4 times pi times 225. Once it's all multiplication, I'm going to type in exactly what I see there. 4 times pi button times 225 comes out to 2,827.43388. Okay, they don't specify any type of significant digits or any type of rounding on this. In general, when they don't specify any type of rounding, a couple decimal places is probably sufficient. So I'm going to go surface area in this case, for around a couple decimal places, is 2,827.43. The unit of length is inches. Area, surface area is always going to be in square units, so it's going to be square inches. Again, just direct application of the surface area formula. Put the radius in, evaluate. The volume of this sphere, we're going to apply the volume formula this time. And the volume formula says volume equals 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. Again, before I start messing around with the calculator, I'm going to figure out what 15 cubed is. I don't want to type this whole thing in with the power there. So if I type in 15 to the third power, most calculators have this little caret key to get a power, 3,375. So volume equals 4/3 pi times 3,375. Okay. Now, to type this in, for me personally, I like to multiply everything and do divided by 3 at the end. So if this is me typing in, 4's on top, pi's on top, 3,375's on top, 3's on the bottom. So I'm going to do 4 times pi times 3,375 divided by 3. Everything multiplied divided by 3 at the end. We get 14,137.16694. Again, no specifications here for rounding, so again, I'll round to a couple decimal places if they don't specify. In this case, the second decimal place is 6, the digit after is a 6, so we're going to make it go up by 1. So my volume is 14,137.17, and volume is going to be cubic units. The unit of length is inches, so it's going to be inches cubed.